Hello, welcome to the module 4 of the chapter 1. In this module, we'll talk about taking and acing the test scores. And what are these test scores? The test scores include the GRE, the TOEFL, and the IELTS. Before we begin, I need to talk about why you need to take the test scores. Why is it important? Why do people take the test scores? Is it compulsory? So here are 3 reasons why people take the test scores. The first reason why you take the test scores is to better position your profile. If, for example, you know you have a low GPA, taking the test scores will help to boost your profile. For example, at the time you graduated, you had a lower GPA than you expected. You can take the test scores, and then the admission committee are going to consider that yes, you have the mental capacity to go to grad school. The third reason why people take the test scores is for funding considerations. We know for sure that most people come from English-speaking countries. Even in the English is a native language. However, most schools have not accepted Nigeria as an English speaking as a country where English is a native language, because we have our native language. So English is the official language, but not the native language for most people. Because of this, the way English is spoken for most people differ. As a result, people are often given admission without funding, because the funding could be some form of job you need to do, and for you to be considered for the job, you need to be you need to communicate properly, and that is why taking the test scores helps to put you in the limelight so you can be considered for funding or scholarships. There are many other reasons why people take the test scores, but these are the 3 most important reasons why people take the test scores. Now, what are these test scores? The first one is called the Graduate Record Examination, GRE. The GRE is a STEM base. It's for those mainly in the STEM, the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, the physics, chemistry, biology. Those in those areas are considered to be STEM based. They need to take the GRE. It's mostly compulsory in most schools. However, there are schools that lately that have been considering making the GRE optional. So you need to make sure you find out if the school you're applying to have it as a compulsory, then you think about registering for the exam. The next 2 are for the English proficiency. The test of English as foreign language TOEFL, the International English Language Testing Center IELTS. These 2 exams tend to evaluate your English ability, how you can speak, how you can write, how you can listen, and how you can read. These 4 sections. However, some schools categorize the TOEFL exam to be and the IELTS to be optional if you're from English speaking country or English is your native dialect. I want you to also understand that the TOEFL and the IELTS are similar exams. However, most countries have preference for certain exams. For example, in the United States, the TOEFL is given high confidence, followed by the IELTS. However, in the UK, preference is given to the IELTS than the TOEFL. So you need to understand where you are applying to and which proficiency exam you want to write. Now, I provided some sites that can help you go through some of these tests and then see how you can register for the exams. We'll begin by looking at the GRE and the TOEFL. This exam is provided by the English Testing Center system, the ETS. And we're going to see what we have there. When I click on the link, I want to see what the ETS have. It's going to provide all the exams the ETS cover, like the GRE, the TOEFL, the Praxis, other exams like the School Leadership Series, the PAT, and the PASL. But we don't need that. What we need is the GRE or the TOEFL. So you can click any of this link, you can sign in or you can create an account. And then you can provide information, provide an email, and you create an account. Again, like I said, the GRE and the TOEFL is a little bit different, and they have different purpose. The IELTS is quite different. So we can look at the IELTS, we can check the portal for the IELTS and see how the exam is being registered. So you can look at the various steps you can take to register for the exam. how you need to write it. The informations are prepared here. I hope this helps you in making decision. Again, I summarize. The test scores provide avenue for applicants or candidates to boost their profile. Certain candidates are not able to get funding considerations until they've written this exam. So you need to evaluate your choices to know. And these exams include the GRE, the STEM, and the TOEFL. Their information for these exams have been provided. Do you know if the program you want to take requires the GRE and TOEFL? You can do that. You can check by looking at the last module. In our previous module, we covered what the school requires. You can take a look at that module and see if your prospective schools require you to write these exams. But lately, most schools have now made the exam optional. I hope you're able to come to the right decision. But if you need further guide on these exams, why you should take it, if you have to write it, you can always contact me and I will guide you on what you need to do. Whatever information you need are provided in this link. And I hope you made the right decision. See you in the next one.